Here, we're having too much fun, and we always do. When Adam Young is with us from Sift Bake Shop, Sift now in, let's see, we get them right, Mystic and Niantic and Watch Hill during the summer, and Mars and Mohegan Sun.
I'm working on it, yeah.
I think if anybody can get on Mars, it would be you. Who'd you bring with you?
This is Brittany Bjort, who's been with me for about 5 years, and I finally convinced her to let me drag her on.
Finally let you out of the kitchen.
Yep.
There, Chef.
Yep.
Sous Chef, which one are you at?
I'm at the Mohegan Sun location.
Very nice. Nice to see you. Go say hi to her when he's not around. She's running the shop. We're making one of the classics here, and I was getting around before the big pâte de choux.
Pâte de choux.
Pâte de choux.
Yep.
Which is not a shoe. It's not a sneaker. It's actually an eclair, right?
You can make a variety of different desserts from this. So
Yes,
the profiteroles, obviously, croquembouche. One of the most common, obviously, are the eclairs, but it all starts with the same base technique, method, dough, recipe, etc.
So you got a lot of butter in there.
Yeah. So there's equal amounts, basically, butter, milk, and water. You're going to bring it to a boil.
Right.
And as soon as it does, there's a little salt and sugar in here as well, just kind of to taste, very little. We're going to add all-purpose flour pre-sifted.
Now you have it at a pretty good boil, and that's
yes.
okay. That shouldn't scare you, especially with milk, which I know will kind of fry the bottom of the pan if you're not.
Right, yeah. And I mean, if you're savvy with your mother sauces, this is like a pastry version of a bechamel, right?
Okay.
So it's a little dairy, and it's almost like an over-thickened roux.
Right.
But we're going to continue to cook this for about 30 seconds or so. Water, moisture inside your pâte de choux is kind of the enemy, so you want to eliminate as much as you can.
So give it don't just be ginger, really give it.
Really, and at this point, once the starch is in there, it'll scorch really easy.
Okay.
Right? So you want to keep it moving around.
Keep it moving.
Right? We'll go for considering, the essence of time here, we're going to pull that. And that's going to go into a stand mixer right behind me.
Which you have back there.
Yep. And I'm going to let that whip for about, on medium speed, for another 30 seconds to a minute.
The eggs, is that where they come in?
The eggs are coming in once this base cools down a little bit. Okay. Because you want to, again, remove as much moisture as you can from this dough. Okay. And you also don't want to scramble the eggs.
That's true.
So you kind of want to let it cool down to basically room temperature.
Then you have a whole different dish.
Yeah, and then what's going to happen, I'm going to take these out, and then we'll pipe them in different shapes, different lengths. I'll walk you through that. But in the meantime...
Go ahead. Your turn.
My turn.
All right. So let's fast forward a little bit. You've got your eclairs, or as you mentioned, you can do whatever you want with them, but this is it. What are we going to do with them?
We're going to fill them with a pastry cream, and then we have a ganache to glaze them with.
Pastry cream and ganache. Go ahead. Because, the last time I was with a pastry bag, I ended up putting it straight in my mouth, and they said, don't ever do that again, and that's why I was removed directly from
Wait until later.
This wasn't on TV, by the way.
Security had to remove it.
I love this because you've got this is how they do Twinkies, right?
Yep. Poke a couple holes in the bottom.
It's exactly the same.
And then if you fill it from both sides, it gets helps you fill it a little more evenly.
Okay, and you're going to do that now. So you got 3 holes in there. Okay, I was going to say. So even, just a little squirt for each one.
Yep. And it'll spread
right now
out
you
through the
can't see
sides.
Adam, but he's rolling his eyes. And I just compared his dishes to Twinkies, Hostess Twinkies. Go ahead.
I've been called worse.
Yeah, there you go. Now in this basic icing, what are we putting in here?
It's milk. It's like a custard, milk cooked with eggs, sugar, cornstarch.
Again, just like what Adam said with the mix. This is pretty basic stuff. All right.
But you can fill it with whatever you want.
Any way you want?
Yeah.
How do you know you don't overdo it?
It'll start squeezing out.
Put your limit there.
Yeah.
All right.
You really want to be cognizant that you fill it entirely.
Yeah.
Nothing's worse than biting into a pastry like this.
Empty pâte de choux. We
disappointed.
We don't want that. All right. So then, once you're done, is that it? I mean, we're ready to rock. Are you going to glaze them?
I'm going to glaze them with a ganache.
Okay. And that's easy itself.
Yeah.
All right.
So we've got 2 of them.
All right. Look at us. We're down to like 30 seconds.
Love it.
Here. So look at what, and by the way, just to see how the 2 of these things are going to come together.
Right.
First, Brendan, get a shot of the stuff for the pastry stuff.
The pâte de choux, yeah. And this is emulsified with the eggs.
And then look at this. Oh my!
So this one's chocolate, and then this one has some coffee flavoring in it. So we've got a chocolate and a coffee.
Oh my gosh, man! You've learned a lot working under him.
I have.
Be honest.
I have.
Yeah. What's
she gets paid to say that.
What's his most annoying thing? Go ahead. You can say that.
Oh
Black
boy.
TV,
Oh boy.
No. She went by try to get her to take the bait. You could find Brittany running the show when Adam's not around over at Mohegan Sun. They're also at Niantic. They're
That's
also
correct.
at Mystic. Watch Hill during the summer, and soon to be on a planet. One of you.
Yeah, you'll see it soon.
I love that. Just before we go, just take a look at this one more shot. This is How many of these do you do a day?
Well, right now we're not making any. We just did it special for you. But normally we can make up, hundreds per week for sure. So a little powdered sugar in the oven. They go very important. High heat. Start them at 400. Turn your oven down to 325. Let them bake until they're nicely caramelized.
There you go. You got everything there. The recipe will be on our website, FOX61.com. Nice to see you.
Hey,
Nice to
always
see
a
you.
pleasure.
Come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can leave them. Guys, we got a pair of shoes for everybody. Back to you.